Hello and welcome back to Cage Side Press. I'm Patrick McCorry and I am joined by the menace himself, Denis Frimpong. How are you, my friend?
Bro, I'm always good when I'm on a show with you because I know you bring the spicy questions, the good questions, not like that MMA shorties prick.
Well, talk to me a little bit. We'll get into the fight in a minute, but just the last few weeks in your life, man, a lot has changed. Obviously, your kid has arrived on this planet. So, what's it like adjusting to the new lifestyle?
Um, to be honest, yeah, my son is like me. He's chill as fuck to the point that he don't even wake up in the middle of the night. I have to wake him up to feed him. Do you know what I mean? So he's that chill that like I can just set an alarm, boom, get up. So I'm not getting woken up at random sporadic moments. I know when I'm going to be awake. So I just stay up, wake up at those couple times, boom. Once it's morning, I pass it over to the missus and I go to sleep. So I'm fresh. Look at me. Look at me. No bags under the eyes and maybe a little bit of bag under the eyes. But yeah, fresh,
Normal.
fresh. I'm just excited to get back in there and yeah, just start making waves once again, you know?
Well, it's time to shift the dad bod. You want to get back in as soon as possible, or you're looking September is ideal, right?
I so we've been in talks. Um what I will respect about Oktagon is that now they are actually keeping me active. So they are actually offering me fights. Um some talks developed a little bit, broke down a little bit. It is looking I'm hoping September, but I'm not the only party involved in negotiations, so we have to wait and see. But yeah, I'm looking to be active as you know. I'm looking for 3, 4 fights a year. If I'm healthy and they can come back to back and quick finishes, then even 5 fights a year. Why not? You know what I mean? So yeah,
Well, there's two big cards in September. You have the Hanover card, which you've expressed interest in sharing a card with Max Holzer, but there's also the Frankfurt card, which you did call out Max Koga. That fight is unlikely to take place, but Frankfurt, that's an exciting one. You know how much I want you to be on the Frankfurt one, just because that's where I'm based. So, you know,
yeah, man. It's an
which makes
easier
it more
route for
likely.
you. It's an easier route for you.
Definitely.
I would like Hanover just because I've got a lot of friends in Hamburg, and Hamburg's quite
Mm.
close to Hanover. Um, Obviously, Frankfurt would have been nice to have Max Koga. Max Koga looks like he's probably going to retire. I don't think he'll ever fight again. His hands
Mm.
mash up. Finger blast and all them strippers might have put a number on his hand. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Frankfurt, from what I've been told, has some good extracurricular spots, shall we say? Um,
Indeed.
but I'm not there for all that. I'm not there for all that. I'm there. I'm not there for the red lights. I'm there to come and put someone's lights out. You know. So I'm gonna go there, put someone's lights out, cash my check, and then get back in there another time in the year. I don't know if it's going to be Hanover. I don't know if it's going to be Frankfurt. But like I said, there's 2 cards in Germany in September. It'll be a third German card in the year, hopefully against another German. So that'd be 3-0 against Germans this year in Germany. The German crowd will start to love me even more. What can I say?
I think they are starting to love you, Dennis. That last fight, you had the whole arena on their feet. You got a lot of love on social media from German fans as well. Seemed a lot of fans didn't really want Arijan to actually win that fight. There was a lot of hate going in Aryan's way. So, what do you think of the bit of hate that and bit of stick that Aryan got after that fight?
Um, I think he got a bit of stick before the fight, and even more so after the fight. I don't really, I'm not really about all the MMA fans giving people stick after they lose a fight. Because at the end of the day, like he got in there, he gave me a tough fight. He's the
Mm.
first fighter since George Staines to win a round against me in a fight in Octagon. I have not lost a round in like nearly 2 years, so I have to give him respect for that. He took a round off me. I didn't expect him to come out that good. I knew he'd come out strong in the first round. I knew he'd come out tough and try and finish the fight in the first round. I knew I'd have to weather that storm, but I didn't expect his grappling to be so good, his top pressure and stuff. So I've got to give him respect in that sense. But yeah, I don't really rate all like people that have never stepped foot in the cage, you know, talking shit about a fighter when they've lost and they've put their fucking ego and their heart and their health on the line. The guy was stretchered out of the building. He's taken A&E. He fought his heart out. Literally, he fought his heart out until he couldn't give anymore, and his body literally just gave out on him from the exhaustion and the immense pressure that I put on him in that third round. The shot selection was on point. I was hitting him with like I think I hit him with like an 18 or 20 piece combo in that third round, from like spinning back kicks to elbows to knees to the head. So it is what it is. I don't think any disrespect should be put on Arian's name for the performance he put up. He'll be back, I'm sure. He gave me a tough fight. He did better than I thought he would do.
Where do you see Aryan's future? There was some speculation if he would retire, because I believe that's what he said, that if he didn't win, he would end his career. But I think it would make most sense for a young fighter like him to step back in there. Um, who do you think he should fight next? Two fights now up, competition, loses them. Now, do you think it's a step back in competition, or what do you think?
Um, like at the end of the look, he's 26, I believe.
Mm.
Like he is younger than I was when I made. I think he's the same age I was when I made my amateur debut. Just to put that into perspective, he is the
Mm.
same age I was when I made my amateur MMA debut. So he's got loads of time. He's got loads of development. He's already like 9, 10 pro fights into his career, plus whatever amateur fights he had. He's got time. You know what I mean? He could probably, for him, I would probably just take a bit of time out, work on developing some stuff, developing his skill set, developing his cardio, and come back. And like, I think he can go far. Like, people say when you lose, like when I lost against George Staines, people just rubbished my skill set and said, "Oh, you can't grapple. You're a shit fighter." It's like, when I got subbed off Paddy, people said the same thing. "Oh, you're a shit fighter." It's like, nah, that guy was just better. Like fucking. It doesn't mean like that. That's a bit of a disrespect to me for people to say that he's shit just because I beat him. Like I'm just fucking elite. He's a good fighter. I'm just an elite fighter. It's that simple. And like when I lost against George, I knew how good his skill set was for him to do what he did to me at that time. Would he do the same thing now? Probably not. I've developed a lot as a fighter since then, but I guess we won't find that out anytime soon anyway because he's left.
Oh, well, that was another thing I was going to ask you about. You talk about George Staines' level, which is obviously very high. It looks like he's going to be leaving Oktagon. He's a free agent. Have you heard anything? And do you feel that maybe, far down the line you could have a potential time to run that back, or do you think that story's written?
If our paths cross again, so be it. I'm not really that arsed about it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I got what I needed out of the Octagon challenge. You know, I might have come second in the Octagon challenge, but let's be honest, by now, our last card that we shared together, I was on the co-main event and he was on the prelims. I'm getting, I'm pretty sure I'm getting more hype and more numbers and more digits. I've more finishes than him. I've more fights than him in Octagon. So, you know, he beat me at a time when I had been doing MMA like 2 years, and he had been doing MMA since he's a fucking kid. So, yeah, if our paths cross again, so be it. But I'm sure we'll get some training in before then. Do you know
You
what I
seem
mean?
to be mates
Like,
now, right?
eh, I don't know if
You
we're like
get on
mates. I
well.
wouldn't like.
You
I
get
probably,
on well.
probably, yeah, we probably wouldn't like go to fucking Legoland together or anything like that, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see him as the type to go, to a drum and bass rave, say for example. So we're probably not going to be mates, but like, yeah, we're not animosity. There's no animosity between us. I probably will get some training in with him. Especially if I get a fight against a guy who's very grapple heavy. Obviously, I will look to get some rounds in with George because he's got elite grappling skills and he's already fought me. So
Well, there you go. And just talk to me a little just about your time with Oktagon. We mentioned in the press conference, it's been quite a wild little year for you. You were looking to go to the PFL. They shut that down on you. And, and you come back, you beat Robin Frank, everyone kind of turns their head. Even like Pavel had you on his podcast, and he was a little like, maybe a year ago probably wouldn't have been on that podcast. He said to you after the fight he was surprised by you, your heart, and just you as a fighter and your development. So talk a little bit about that and why Oktagon is a great home for you.
Yeah, I mean, everyone keeps going on about my development, and obviously I have developed, but
It's notable, Dennis.
yeah, I have developed, but like, I just think, I mean, I haven't lost a fight since George. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, George was the last guy to beat me, and he's beaten everyone since. Do you know what I mean? He's done the exact same thing to everyone else that he did to me, including like the likes of Hefeni, Jakub Tejota, Thomas Saganik. Like he's done that to everyone. You have to remember that this is a guy who was like IMAF European champion, IMAF world's bronze medalist, like had like fucking 20 amateur fights. He only lost one. Like he's been training since he's a kid. Like I don't mind losing to a guy like that. My pro debut, that like I don't know, loss, you could call it, split decision, was an absolute robbery. Anyone can go watch it on Fight Pass. It was a robbery. I've only ever lost one fight at pro, and that was against George. I don't think that's an embarrassment. Like I said, I was very young in my career. I'd only made my pro debut earlier that year. Um, so yeah, developmentally wise, I think me when I fought George at that point, I still would have beaten half of the Oktagon roster. Now, I think there's maybe two, three guys that not that they beat me, but they would give me a good fight. Do you know what I'm saying? And yeah, let's see.
I think what part of it is obviously you're facing a higher level of fighters, shall we say, or you're facing the guys that are on the fringe top 10, in the top 10. So you're fighting up to their level, if not beyond their level, obviously, with you beating them. Now I thought you should have gotten ranked after that last fight. I know you've had some displeasure in not getting ranked, and you've seen Gokhan get ranked, and Peter
Yeah,
Gabal is getting close there. So those
yeah.
are two names that everyone keeps talking about you fighting, and you mentioned negotiation. So is that happening? Or are we getting maybe the grudge match?
Gokhan Aksu is a pussy, right? Gokhan Aksu should not be ranked. He's fought twice in Octagon. Once against that last Dimich fella, he was shy. Do you know what I mean? Like absolute shy. Just like terrible. Tried to wrestle him the whole time. Couldn't strike for shit. He's fought twice in Octagon and somehow he's ranked. I've got like 6, 7 wins in Octagon and like somehow I'm not ranked, but it is what it is. Um, yeah, that's someone I would like to face down the line. Obviously, the storyline's already there, the hairline's already there.
That's not there, but no.
Yeah, it's not there. It's fucking gone. But like, the storyline is there. Um, Peter Gabal, another guy. Like, this is the thing you were saying about I'm facing stiffer competition now. I'm facing a tougher level of competition. These are all just guys that just refused to fight me last year. Like, they were guys that were just swerving it. They did not want to fight me. If I had a chance to fight them a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have beat them then. And they knew that. They knew that. And the thing is, I'm so young in the game still. I'm still so young in the MMA game. I'm still only doing MMA like less than 4 years. So the longer these guys wait and give me, they would have been better off just fighting me last year because they might have had a better chance. Like Arijan probably would have had a chance of beating me last year because I wasn't as good as I am. The longer they give me to develop my wrestling, my striking, you know, even more so my jiu-jitsu again, the worse it's going to be for them, you know. And it was the same sort of situation for my career at amateur as well, where like there was a lot of these guys that didn't want to fight me. Everyone was turning it down. Then, like when I was like 6-2 or 5-2, then suddenly guys were like, "Oh yeah, I'll fight you now." But by that stage, I developed so much that I just annihilated them. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't even close. So yeah, let them keep avoiding me. You know, Alan Omar, let them keep avoiding me. You know, Gokhan Aksu, let them keep avoiding me. But by the time you do fight me, it's going to be too late.
How much do you attribute your development to Manchester top team training in that room. It seems like a Shark Tank right now.
Absolutely. Like any sort of look you need, whether it's like a mixed martial artist that can wrestle, jiu-jitsu, and strike, whether it's a boxer, whether it's a kicker, whether it's a kickboxer, whether it's a Thai guy, whether it's a wrestler, whether it's a Dagestani, you've got every sort of look in that room. Um, so there's nothing really that can catch me off guard. There's nothing really that can surprise me. The rounds I was getting before the Arijan fight, I was getting hard rounds in with Jordan Barton, the FCC or FNC featherweight champion. You know, well more experienced than Arijan, well better than Arijan. Hard rounds with him. The Robin Frank camp, I was getting rounds in with the likes of Azila Jude, Mark Diakasi. So I'm getting those sort of rounds in, and then I'm going into a fight with a 5-0 guy or a 7-1 guy, and I'm thinking, this guy's not on the level of the guys that I've been having wars with in the gym. You know, so yeah, nothing can really surprise me in there. Whoever I fight next, whether it's Peter Gabal, whether it's Gokhan Aksu, whether it's Alan Omar, like I will analyze them, I will study their tape, I will find the right training partners to get rounds in with, to get drills in with, the body types, and I will be unsurprised by anything they have to offer me on the night.
And you've seen, obviously, you're in the room with Ateba, who just had a very impressive UFC debut. I know you've talked about it before, but talk a little bit about that. Obviously, Lerone is shooting up the featherweight ranks. So now you guys are starting to break into the UFC a little bit. Lewis McGrillen is obviously the face of the PFL European scene.
Yeah, we've got obviously Lewis McGrillen, like you said, face of the PFL, bantamweight, knockout artist, sick boxer, can always pick his brain on like little bits and bobs on like how to rotate on punches, how to turn in on punches and get a bit more add to your KO power. Lerone, top 10 UFC, nothing else to say really. Like, you know what I mean? I've said it. Oh, Atiba, scariest bloke I've ever seen in a room, like hands down. Like just a scary, scary guy. Obviously, he's just gotten into the UFC now. He's breaking in, but making his name known. Louis Lightning, um, probably about to break into the UFC soon as well. Um, Dan the Villain Holt. He's only just making his waves now in the pro in the pro ranks, but yeah, like elite striker. I've had him in my corner for the last two fights. Yeah, like just the room. Ibrahimov, like just too many names to name, really. Like, and the from when I came to top team, that featherweight and lightweight room was always high level, and it's never really dropped in level. Like it's always been high level, and yeah, like I attribute a lot of my success to that room and to Carl Prince's coaching. His not just like skills wise, but like mindset wise, like the way he coaches you to think about fighting and to think about the sport and the business of the sport. So yeah, like I can't thank Manchester Top Team enough for that.
Do you remember what Ateba did to Armand when I was there in July last year? That was a nasty, nasty
I'm
punishment.
pretty sure he still has some sort of internal injuries from that. Like it was heavy.
Must do, man. That was a nasty shot, and you were the one holding him as well. Did you feel the force
I
of that
felt
punch?
I felt it come through. It was like yeah, it was like standing behind someone that's just been shot, and the bullet comes through. It's mad, mad, crazy power.
It's nuts, man. And so obviously September, you want that Frankfurt or Hanover card. You mentioned your friends being hangover, so can German fans expect you to maybe come out for a meet and greet for the Hamburg card at the end of June, or are you staying home with the kid at first?
Nah, I would have liked to have fought in Hamburg. It would have been ideal, but just obviously with the baby and stuff like that, not really ideal. Um, but yeah, I'm sure maybe next year you can expect to see me in Hamburg.
Yeah.
I do like Hamburg. I also like hamburgers, so yeah, we can see me there.
Those burgers were terrible after the last fight, weren't
Oh,
they?
disgusting, disgusting,
Oh, so
disgusting.
bad.
Munich burgers are not the one. Yeah, if you get
That
burgers in Munich, they are not the one.
I don't know what that place was called, but it was like a 4 a.m. just eat order. That was
Disgusting,
grim.
disgusting.
But after September, let's say you beat the likes of Peter Gabal and Alan Omer. What's next? Do you then break into the rankings on an October November card, or how do you see it?
Well, it has to be the rankings, doesn't it? Like, if I win one more fight, that'll put me on like a what? Siraki, Callum, Robin, Arijan, 5 fight win streak. Yeah, and I'll be 7-2 on Topology, 9-2 on Fight Matrix. I have to be in the rankings at that point.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not, it'd be silly. Um, or if I'm not in the rankings, I'm at least fighting someone in the rankings. Now, there's a couple guys in the rankings I would like. I would prefer Gokhan Aksu, to be honest, yeah. But Attila Korkmaz is a good fight also. I do like Attila Korkmaz, so it wouldn't be even like a beef thing. Like, I actually
Have
really
you
like
trained
him.
with them before?
I've never trained with them, but I actually want to go to Spitfire and train with those guys because, yeah, they're all cool guys out there. You know what I mean? I like Berlin. I get on with like a lot of the guys there. Yeah, like I like the Spitfire guys, like Kevin Enns and stuff like that are down there as well. And I do like a lot of the guys there, but business is business. Attila Korkmaz is a well touted opponent, and Shem just put a performance on against him. I would like just for my own, me and Shem's little friendly rivalry, just to put a better performance and actually
For the unanimous
finish.
decision?
Yeah, a unanimous or finish him, and then I could hold that over Shem and be like, yeah, I finished the guy you couldn't finish. But yeah, yeah, whoever comes, we're not looking past anything. I don't even have someone to look past just yet. So let's get something sorted for September. Andre, Oktagon, let's get something sorted for September, and then I can start planning and I can start scheming. Once I'm in the top 10, the path is there for me to get to the title fight, right? Like, let's see. Keita is the champion, probably not fighting a lightweight anymore. He's probably going down to featherweight, or who knows if he's even going to be in Oktagon anymore by the time I get there. Ronnie's gone up to welterweight. Uh, Sadari, I'm pretty sure Sadari's gone.
As far as I
He's,
know, he might still be there for another fight.
I think he's fighting somewhere else. I'm pretty sure he's fighting somewhere else, isn't he?
I, I've heard something, but I can't say it
Okay,
on
okay,
video.
fair, fair,
It's
fair.
not been recorded yet.
All right, all right. So Sadari, okay, Sadari's a hard fight. He's one of the few tough fights.
He's
I
a
think
high
I'd
level
sub.
one as well. He's probably one that can
Yeah,
claim a title.
yeah, I'd ping his head off, to be quite honest. The striking, no one in that top, like the only guys that are good strikers, I believe, in the top 10 are Ronnie and Keita. They're going. I outstrike everyone else. In fact, I outstrike Ronnie and Keita as well. But it's tougher. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit of a slog. Who else is up there? Lamali Eskiev, all right hands, too short for me. Let's be honest. Like I keep him at range. He'd never get anywhere near me. If he did, I'd elbow him. Who else have you got in there? Then you've got Shem is gone. Um, Shem's a free agent now. I'm pretty sure he's left. I wouldn't have fought him anyway. You've got Attila in there. Who else have you got
Down
in the
the
top
line,
10?
maybe a Masvidal Colby Covington thing with you and Shem.
Nah, 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 nah. It won't happen. Um,
DH would be like a
well,
child at a divorce then.
who keeps it? It'd be like that Rey Mysterio and what's it
Oh,
called
the
fight?
the
The
custody match.
custody match. Um, okay, so who else have you got in the top 10 then? Gokhan Aksu, Shai, um,
Number 10 is
Yakubanek,
Yaktabanik. That's one that would
Yakubanek.
make sense if you were to fight
Yeah,
in the Czech
yeah, but
Republic.
if I fought Gokhan Aksu though, I'd be ranked ahead of him. So why would I fight backwards on a win streak? Do you know what I mean? Like, so if I fight
Mm.
Gokhan Aksu, smoke him, I'm already ranked ahead of him. And then who's really there to stop me going to the title? If I get ranked next year, I go 3 wins in a row. I'm fighting for the title. I'm fighting for the title. I can see myself next year, New Year's Eve show, the O2 Arena in Prague. I'm fighting for the lightweight title against. Let me see. Let me say Lamali Eskiev. You know, I ping his head off. I get the belt, and then what? Then what are people gonna say? You know what I mean?
And then double champ welterweight Dennis. You can enjoy more sweets then.
Who's the welterweight champ? Surdu.
Sure do you. He's
I
big.
like Surdu. I like Surdu. He's big. I was in the same
Uh,
warm up area as him in Manchester. Do you want me to be honest? I think I beat him. He's a striker. I think he'll shoot.
maybe.
Yes, 100%. Definitely. They all shoot. They all shoot on me. I've not shot a takedown in 3 years. You know,
Yeah.
these guys all shoot on me. I make them shoot on me. They don't understand the feints. They don't understand the levels. They don't understand the angles, the footwork. Like I'm too awkward for these guys. Like people will start to understand more and more and more the more people I start absolutely schooling. You know, and I've got now people see that I've got a gas tank as well. So I will be in your face for those whole 15 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever it happens to be. I'll be giving you a death by a thousand cuts. You know, I might not have that one punch big like Conor McGregor, Lewis from Grilling, Atiba, like one punch KO power, but I have precise shots that are gonna like hurt you. Hurt. And eventually you're gonna get stretchered out of the building, you know? Put me in a 5 round fight. Look what I did to two guys back to back in 3 round fights. Stretchered out on IVs, rushed to the hospital. You put me in a 5 round fight, we might see the first ever fatality in the Octagon cage. Someone might die. So
I I mean if the what was Aryan's blood oxygen level measured in it? Under 80?
it was like under 80, which is bad. Like
That's really
you're
bad, yeah.
if your oxygen blood oxygen's under 80, you're in a bad way. Um
Hmm.
so do you know what I mean? Man had to get took to the hospital, A&E job. So like I said, like give me 5 rounds at someone. Either they don't make to the end of 5 rounds, or they do, and they're in such a bad way that like they just need to like I don't know. Like I keep saying this, you know, get knocked out in the first round, you just get clipped, boom, you're knocked out, you're a bit hazy, you wake up, boom, you know, they shine the light in your eyes, boom, 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 you get in the back, you come to, and you're like, oh fuck, I got knocked out. When you fight me, you're just getting beat up. I'm gonna batter your body until your body just quits, you know, and that's almost more dangerous for your health. Like I'm not here to like make it quick for people. I'm here to torture people. I'm here to bring people into those deep waters and slowly drown them and look into their eyes as they drown and make them wish that they never took a fight against me. They can never say, "Oh, you just caught me with a lucky punch," because they know that they drown in those deep waters against me.
We're approaching time for main event menace, right? I mean, co-main event. Next up has to be main event. I'm not sure if the Frankfurt or Hanover obviously has their main event, but Frankfurt I don't think has a main event as of now. Um, you can headline the card by the end of the year, realistically,
I mean,
with the right
for
opponent.
me to
You
for
you
me
and
to
Goku could headline the Munich card
for me to
because
headline
Goku's the star.
Frankfurt, it would need to be a right opponent, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Like it
I
would have
think you
needed
and
to have been
Goku
a
could.
Max Koga or something like
Yeah,
that.
you and Axu can main event
Yeah,
Munich
yeah,
because
yeah,
look
yeah,
at the
yeah.
crowd he draw.
He brings a big crowd. This is the thing, right? I might not be German. It might not be my home soil. But I think the promoters understand that when I fight someone, if they normally sell 300 tickets, when they fight me because of the character I am, because of the way I sell the fight, because of the way that they can get pushed, they sell 700 tickets now. You know, so I might not sell tickets myself, but I make the opponent sell tickets because
Mm.
I hype the fight up. So yeah, with Gokhan, we could definitely main event Munich. We could make some highlights there. But if I'm getting paid for a 5 round fight, though, I need to get paid for a 5 round fight. You know, you want you want main event menace, you better give main event menace main event money. You get me? Moicano wants money, so that's all I'm here for.
Well, Dennis, I think I'll let you get back to the baby, but if there's anything else you want to say, any call outs you want to make, any sponsors you want to shout out, anything like that, your social
Yeah,
media, here's the platform.
yeah. So first off, I just want to say Fuck Gokhan Aksu. Fuck Peter Gabal. Fuck Alan Omar, the little pussy. Yeah? Especially fuck Alan Omar. Because he's a proper pussy. Guy fought an 11-9 guy. Yeah? He said, I'm not going to fight you or Peter Gabal because of your records. You fought an 11-9 guy and went to decision with him. You're a bitch. Yeah? I seen that he's just got announced for Frankfurt. I know it's not against me because I never got any offer from Alan Omar. I know he's probably fighting another journeyman. So fuck Alan Omar. Stop being a bitch. When me and you fight on Frankfurt or on Hanover or wherever, yeah, best know that I'm calling your ass out. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the time as always, Dennis.
Nice one, lad.